Okay, so here we are working on another rot restoration on an upper deck, and this is a really good opportunity to see where moisture can penetrate some of those most common spots. So Brian, if you take the camera and you look down over here, I don't know if you can see, but this was a French door opening here. I'm standing outside on the deck, and you can see, you probably can't see it with the camera, but we have significant decay here and over on the other side of the door as well. So each side of this door was not properly flashed with a flashing pan, and so this is the effect that you get. Also over here, this is an enclosed deck, so all of the water theoretically goes out a scupper, and that's where you see this little hole here. If you look at all of this, there's a serious amount of decay in this corner. It's all from that scupper setup, which is another common area that leaks over a period of time, and if it's not done properly. Another little thing on this deck, incidentally, is that on a lot of the edges, you're starting to see a lot of decay, black mold build up, and just a good opportunity to see how quickly decay can happen over a period of time. Okay, so here we are on the ground on the exterior, and Brian's going to show the camera up against the wall. And if you see that little tiny hole up there, that's where the scupper was. And I want you to pan down and take a look at all of this damage that has occurred in this wall. And that is directly from an improper application, an improper installation of a scupper. And you can see that it's come all the way down to the bottom plate in this house. And actually, this is where we have caught it in the nick of time. Otherwise, these studs would have just gone completely rotten. You can see all the mold. We've taken out all of the insulation. And it's a good opportunity to see what kind of internal damage, how it starts. And this is kind of how it starts. This is beginning to degrade pretty, it's not real bad, but it could get worse real fast. Okay. All right, so what we have here is the corner of a deck where there was a scupper installed incorrectly. I wanted to show you what kind of damage can happen in the wall cavity. And as you can see, if you take a close-up, this down, and I don't know if you can see this, Brian. Brian's got the camera. That's the back side of the siding, which has got mold, mildew, and is starting to decay. This is your plywood. This is how your plywood's coming out. It's completely decayed. We have cut out everything that we can with the framing here, nice and straight, so we can actually frame back in. We still have a little more cut out to do here. This is so bad that this actually wore a hole in the drywall. And actually you can see the kitchen cabinets above through this hole. And you can see here, this is all the stuff that came out of this corner. So this, unfortunately, this deck was installed incorrectly, right out here on beautiful Lake Sammamish. And the scupper was installed incorrectly. The exterior waterproofer on this deck was kitchen linoleum with tile over it. I'm amazed that it even lasted this long. Okay, so we've done some finish items. We've reframed from the rot. Remember that picture of the scupper, of the rot that you saw? Well, here's the new look. This is just a base coat so we can work. There'll be a finish coat that goes down on this membrane. The new scupper is all custom made. It's not really a scupper, it's more of a pass-through with a downspout, kind of like a little gutter. And we've done our edge flashing. We've done our polycoat membrane. There's another coat to go over this. You can see we're starting to do our weatherproofing on the side of the wall. There's going to be a metal cap up here as well. Remember the rot that you saw down in the corner of the French door? Now this is the new French door threshold. We've installed a flashing pan underneath the door, which is all one piece. If there's any leaking here over time that happens, it's going to sit in this flashing pan and come out and get down onto the deck. The same with the second door over there. We've repaired all of the rot on either side. We've repaired all of that rot that was down in here. Now we're putting it back together just wanted to show you the right way that these are done so that you don't experience the cancer that you saw just a little bit ago. Okay, we have a final product on this deck, and now you get to see the contrast between the damage from when we first started to now the finished look. So here's the new French doors. I'm going out on the deck now. So these are all new. They're fiberglass French doors with an aluminum threshold. This is all because this is a high water application. You've already seen all the waterproofing. Here is, I'll start from the top down. Here's your metal flashing cap. This is also low maintenance, which is what the owner wanted. You can see our channel siding is done. This was applied over the Grace Vicor, right down over the flashing as well. You can also see another feature which we've talked about before is this is AZAC, which is a PVC 5/4 material, which we like to use because it's it won't decay, and we just set it in here as a support for the threshold. Makes a nice little transition here. You remember that the underneath the threshold has had a flashing pan, so again you can see how we've face caulked everything. Everything ties in very, very nicely. And of course we've done our final coat on the deck, which is a poly coat as well, and this is a you know, kind of one of the brown tones that they chose. So there's actually different colors that you can choose on this, and I think that pretty well is a wrap on this. So you can see the contrast between how a project is like this is done correctly and how it's done incorrectly, and now you can see the difference. The incorrect one created cancer. This will be here for many, 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 many years of enjoyment, and not to worry, this can continue to be maintained and last for a long period of time. Okay, thank you for going through another rut repair with us over here at Westbrook Restorations, and you can see why we're built to withstand. We'll talk to you on the next one.